Hello, everyone.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome
Hello.
to therapy.
Welcome. I want to hear no slander about us eating this episode. Yeah, Caitlin. Hate that. Because we are hungover today,
Yeah.
and if you want this episode, I must eat.
Yeah.
So.
This is going to be a good one, though. Because, boy, did we have a fun time on Friday.
We had such a fun night.
Let's paint the picture. Let's paint a scene.
Me, sweating from every hole in my body.
31 degrees, right? Sun's out, which is glorious because summer has been MIA, right? Sun's out. Gorge day. We're going to the cricket. Right. But you had... First, you had Pilates. We went for coffee. I met you for coffee. And then you went and got a tattoo.
I went and got a tattoo. My tattoo artist did like a flash sheet the night before. And there was a design of a sunny angel. If you don't know what a sunny angel is, look it up. It's like a little figurine of like a little baby angel, and he's got a teeny tiny little willy, and he's got a fun little hat on.
They kind of remind me of the cherubs.
Yeah. And I was like, bet. The one that she drew up had a frog hat on it, and I was like, they don't call me Toad for nothing. So booked that bad boy in, and it was an absolute vibe, honestly. I paid for parking this time.
Did you pay that fine?
No.
Okay.
And I went into the session, and she had Daria playing, and she was blasting the Pink Friday 2 album. Vibes were unmatched, honestly.
So you get a tattoo.
So I got a tattoo, and then she had like new aftercare. So because it's summer, I usually get second skin on the tattoo, and it's like almost like a protective like film over the tattoo, and you're meant to keep it on for a week.
Yeah, it's like Glad wrap almost.
Yeah. But this one, she's like, oh, it's like anti-UV rays, so like you won't, like you can go out in the sun and like it won't damage the tattoo. And she's like, oh, but I thought it would be like a little bit opaque when I bought it, but I've only just realised that it's actually just full black, like it looks like duct tape. And I'm like, oh, it can't be that bad. She sticks it on. Literally one of the guys that we went out with on Friday was like, you look like you have a bin bag stuck to your arm. Like, cool, love that for me, very on brand. But yeah, so I did that, and then I raced home, and I got ready for the cricket.
Yeah. So we get dropped into the cricket. God bless. God bless. We get there at like 6. So I call so we're going, it's like me, Danika, my cousins, Jack and Nicole, and then like my cousin's girlfriend, a couple of their friends, and these French backpackers that are living with them, which is a whole other story, right? Anyway, so I ring them like, well, we're on our way in because the cricket starts at 6:45.
And we are nothing if not punctual.
Right, we are, right? We love a good time, right? So
collectively.
They're like, well, we don't know what time we're getting in, so we'll just send you your tickets, we'll meet you there, whatever. So we go to them. We sat there, double parked.
Oi.
Sun's out. I'm sweating my dick off already, right? I'm sitting on a plastic seat in fucking shorts. I reckon 3 minutes, and then I became wet and wild.
we were a theme park.
Okay. Anyway, at this point, like, nothing's happening. Like, it's just what is it, like, entertainment? Pre-game entertainment? Anyway, so I'm telling Danika this story, right? About how Barry Keane from...
Oh my god, I forgot this.
From the guy that plays Oliver in Saltburn, right? The Irish guy. I was telling her how he looks like someone that I went to school with, right? I'm like, telling her about this guy, like, showing her photos, whatever.
Yeah.
Because I was like...
And, like, the similarity is uncanny.
Yeah, like, I got it, nailed it on the head this time, right? Usually, sometimes my comparisons are questionable. I nailed it, right? So I'm not telling her all about this guy, like, whatever, like nothing.
Bananas.
Showed her photos. Move on, like 10 minutes goes by. I look over to my right, and I'm like, Danika, I shit you not, that is that person that I was telling you about. She looks over and she's like,
I was like, oh
and
my
like,
God.
sitting like 3 rows in front of us. I've been out of school for like 11 years now. Have not seen or spoken to this person in 11 years. And you're telling me I see this person instantly after telling, nah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Anyway, so that was weird. And then everyone showed up. We're watching the cricket. I don't think I watched 2 minutes of this cricket game, right? I'm watching everything and anything else.
You're watching the bottom of your 1916.
Right? Where the drinks are going down quite nicely. I reckon by about the halfway point of the game, whatever they call that, before they switch over, I was ticking. I was like, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
Right? And then at this point we start getting... no, it was like halfway through the second bit. And we were like, we should just go to shotguns.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
You were itching to go.
Yeah. Because they had 2-for-1 slushies that night. And, like, no one's watching the cricket. Right? And I'm just ready to go out. Okay? And anyway, we try and round up the troops, but no one fucking wants. Like, no one can get their shit together. No one can figure out who's going, whatever. So we don't end up leaving until everyone goes to leave the game, which was a bit of a shit show because it was so busy. And we're standing there. At this point, we're drunk. At this point, right? My cousin starts walking over, and I'm like, at the top of my lungs, Nico, you're with us. Like, full, just like embarrassing the shit out of us. Everyone's looking at us at this point. You're standing there going, where my dogs at?
Why am I always barking like a dog when I'm drunk?
I love it though. I love it. So then we go to leave. Zoe's like, I can't finish my drink. It's like a full drink. Double black. She was like, do you want it? Now, I don't scull, right?
Ew, you sculled a double
I
black?
sculled an entire double black in seconds.
Oh my God.
Right? That's unheard of for me.
Yuck.
Right? What is the word? You smuggled Alana's drink
I smuggled it out.
Yeah. Just go.
Like a bandit.
So I'm fucking out of here.
See ya.
So we find you out the front. And then we go to walk over the bridge. There's like a bridge in Adelaide that goes from the Oval over to the city across the River Torrens. This bridge is packed. Packed to the fucking nines. We're barking constantly.
Constantly.
At one point, Danika turns to me and goes, should I steal this man's thong?
Like right off his feet.
He turns around and he goes, please don't.
Like, you heard that? Like, that's
Right.
impressive. Carry on.
We start barking and someone like gets really into it. Turns out they know like some of the people that we're with, apparently. It was just chaos getting over that bridge.
I feel like the walk went on forever.
Uh-huh. We walked so far. Walked over the bridge, went up Bank Street. I was looking to the 7-Eleven little thing. One of my cousin's friends is there and I stopped dead in my tracks and I'm like, I know you. Come with us. It turns out it was all planned. Here I am, think I'm just summoning people left, right and centre. Dragged everyone to shotguns. My sacred home. You know what I've decided as well? I was thinking about this on the way here. You know how Beach Burrito is like my favourite place in the whole world?
Yeah.
Right? And I was going to have my funeral there.
You're going to have your funeral at Shotguns.
Oh, my funeral at Shotguns.
Yeah, fair. Well, aren't Beach Burrito closing?
I haven't heard anything more, but they definitely went into administration. But I definitely want my funeral at Shotguns.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Any major life event that I have.
I think I'm going through my resurgence with vodka sodas as well.
Uh-huh.
I could never normally drink a vodka soda because it would remind me of year 12 in Europe.
Really? Interesting.
I couldn't do vodka for a bit, but now I think I'm coming back.
Yeah. Don't people say vodka, or is it vodka tonics that are supposed to be like, less hangovery?
Well, I'm here to tell you that that is a fact.
Dude.
I've myth busted it
Right.
and it's true because I feel fine. I'm just real tired and my popcorn lung. It's just making my voice all funny.
Let's do some maths. Okay. So at the cricket, we would have had 4 drinks each. No, more than that. No, sorry.
I reckon we went up 4 times to buy drinks.
Oh my god, I forgot we were double parked. So 2, 4.
I reckon 7 drinks we had there.
Yeah. So we've had 7 drinks that cost like $300 a drink.
Oh my god, those brands are expensive.
And then we get to shotguns. I remember having 3 drinks at shotguns. You did a tequila shot that a random stranger passed you and that you tried to pass on to me, and I, being a genius, said no.
That shit, it was a heavy pour too.
It wasn't even a shot. It was just like someone ordered tequila on the rocks.
It was, yeah. That was fucked up. That, oh my god.
Was it good tequila though?
Like, I think it would have been if I didn't have so much to drink at that point.
Yeah.
But, oh my god, trying to keep that down, that was a struggle.
We went up to some random people's booth and we were like, let us in. And we just started dancing on the chairs. Mm-hmm. I need to show you the video.
No, you don't.
And no, I'm more embarrassing than you are.
Okay, we'll allow it then.
My dancing's fucked.
Oh my god, me.
Playing darts for ages. We weren't playing darts, so it was like we weren't allowed to play darts.
No.
Jack and his friends decided they were playing darts. Anyway, one of Jack's friends, for no reason at all, we started calling him Zach Bryan.
No, we were calling him Zach Bryan because we were like, oh, do you like country music? And he's like, oh, I kind of like Zach Bryan.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, yeah.
All night. I'm also obsessed with Zach Bryan, so I was like, any excuse to mention him.
Bet.
So we started calling him Zach Bryan all night, and every time. Apparently there was rumours, I don't know when, that this is all alleged. It was just a rumour. I don't know if it was ever confirmed, that Zach Bryan got a bit heavy-handed with his ex-wife, right? And so...
Oh yeah, I remember him telling me that.
Yeah, and then every time we'd call him Zach Bryan, he'd be like, "Don't call me Zach Bryan. I don't hurt women." And like, got like really, bless his soul. Anyway, and I just thought it was funny. I was like, it's not that deep. Like,
I was calling him all different kinds of names, I think, because we were like, let's just keep calling him stuff that isn't his name. I'm like, hi, Fernando.
The guy probably hates us. So, I was doing that at one point. So there was a photo that Brie, like chicken fry recently. It was like an Instagram story or something. And she posted with Zach in it, and he's holding a map.
Oh no, yeah.
And his hands up. Look, love you, Zach, but that was not a flattering photo of those hands. Gave me the ick. Anyway, so get Zach Bryan, like fake Zach Bryan, and well, show us your hands. I was like, what the fuck?
Literally.
Made him like hold
and
up
he
his
goes
hands.
like this. And I'm like, no, flip them, you fucking idiot. Like, what do I look at your palms for?
You're not reading your future, bitch. We're gonna see if you have like janky Zach Bryan hands. He had nice hands though.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Approved. And then, so I don't know why we rallied out of shotguns after that.
Everyone really wanted to go to the Woolshed, like they're big Woolshed fans.
And
that pissed me the fuck off.
Well, we didn't even end up there next. We ended up at fucking karaoke. I
We
don't know
got
how
sidetracked.
Whoa. The demons are trying to leave my body. Apologies. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. Everyone was walking into a dark room and I was like, what is going on?
Dude, that was the most expensive karaoke. Me being the generous drunk person that I am.
How much was it?
$100. It cost me...
What?
I reckon we got...
How long
played.
were we in there for?
It felt like 10 minutes.
It felt like 10 minutes, didn't it? We were screaming at the top of our lungs,
I reckon
though,
they
and
kicked
that's,
us out.
I think, why my fucking throat is questionable. But, oh, man, you were getting into Eminem like I've never seen before.
Oh, my God. I love karaoke.
The real Slim Shady, well and truly stood.
Yeah. We went in there, and I've never been anywhere where it's that expensive. There was... What, like 7 of us, maybe?
Yeah.
And you're all in the same room, and it was fucking so...
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah. What?
But...
That makes no sense.
I was wrong, I don't give a
And
fuck.
then we had, like, drink cards, but we could only use them downstairs or something.
Yeah, it was random. Anyway, so we go into this room. The fucking TV thing that you plug your songs into...
It's all in Japanese.
It was all in fucking Japanese. And the screen didn't work, like... So it's like... MNO, like just
Yeah.
as an example, and you wanted to press N, you had to aim for like the one.
Oh no,
It
that's
was so I couldn't
confusing.
do it. I was too drunk. I was like,
Yeah.
someone help me.
That's chaos.
They didn't have any songs that we wanted either.
ABBA popped off though.
Yeah, dude, the videos I have.
That's
So
so
funny.
funny. That's so funny.
We had so much fun in karaoke, but yeah, it
We
felt like
did,
5 minutes.
Yeah, and then we were out, and then we went to the bullshit. And you know what? I understand the appeal of the bullshit. The bullshit was so much fun.
I don't see it.
Really?
I don't see it. I'm not a. Do you know what it is though? I'm not a big nightclub person. What
I love a good dance though.
I love a dance, but this is partly like what the appeal of Shotguns is to me, is that it's not just pitch black or like really dark. It's still like mood lighting.
Yeah, true.
It's more of a bar
Yeah.
vibe, and yes, like the music is more my kind of vibe as well. But that's I think it's the woolshed. I just don't like clubs.
Yeah.
Like it stinks. People are really young. I don't know.
Like I need to be like drunk enough to go there, but like nah. I just want to dance for an hour and then be on my merry way.
Yeah, they'll play good music.
Yeah, absolute bangers.
Like I'm fucking gripping that DJ deck. Yeah.
Literally. There was like, oh my God. So there was this one guy that was like dancing near us. And I kept trying to tell him that he dresses like my uncle. Like I was like looking at him and I was like, I'm pretty sure my uncle has that shirt.
That's
like that
so funny.
exact shirt. And he was like, what? And it was a fucking mess. Anyway. And then there was this girl that was dancing next to us. And there was a guy that was like holding her waist and like dancing behind her. And like I grab her.
This is so funny.
I grab her and I look at her and I'm like, the guy behind you? No. No. And she's like, him? That's my boyfriend. It's like, oh, okay. Then kiss. Then kiss. I was like, I need to go. It's like, no, he's so mid. No.
That's so much funnier than what I thought happened. I thought he was being really creepy. And you were trying to help her.
That's what I thought, but no.
And then you were trying to help her. But you made her.
Creepy ugly man was her boyfriend. Oh. Never trying to do anything nice ever again. The sisterhood has failed me.
Oh my God, but it gets worse. The bullshit was fucked. Bad things happen. We're in the bullshit. We're like up the back on the dance floor. We're just in a circle like a fucking cult. And I'm just standing there, right? Did nothing. I'm doing nothing. And a little bit of pee comes out, right? A little bit of pee come out. And I was like, look, it wasn't enough to be alarming at this point. I was like, look, this is not...
What's the difference between pee and sweat at this point?
I was like...
Can you leave that, please?
This is not whatever. Like, it is what it is. And then, out of nowhere, a lot more came out. It just fell out of me. It just fell out.
You turn the tap on. You turn the tap on.
Like, I didn't push it out. Like, it just actually just fell out of me. And I'm like, Danika, we need to go to the bathroom immediately. And yeah, I've just pissed myself. So we had to go to the bathroom. And it wasn't like full pissed myself, like dripping down the floor. But it was like I'd pissed myself. Essentially. Anyway, so come back out. I'm telling everyone. Immediately. I'm like, guys,
Guess what?
I just fucking pissed myself in the woolshed. That was wild. Anyway.
And you wonder why it stinks in there.
Because of me. So then, we were just having a boogie. It was such a good night.
It was such a good night.
We had so much fun. Everyone was so fun.
It got to like 2:40 and Caitlin checks her fucking...
No, it was at 1:30 at this point.
Oh, okay.
And I look at my phone.
Oh, yeah, because we
And
got
it says
McDonald's.
1:33 and I'm like to Dana, I'm like,
We need to go. We need to go.
we need to leave. Like, I should not be out of my house past midnight.
She knows how to lure me out too, because Caitlin texts me. She's like, McDonald's? And I'm like, yeah.
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 I remember like being facing you and then facing Alana, just being like,
Yeah.
and that got everyone. And then everyone wanted to leave. So then we went to leave and you and Alana just disappeared.
Oh, yeah, we
Hole in
had
the
it. there was a stripper pole and I was like, get on there right now.
You were like, guys, get in there. That's so much fun in there. We're like, no, we're going. And then at this point, they were telling us how on New Year's, because like my cousins all live up in like the hills, right? Ages away from the city, like whatever. They were telling us, Zach Bryan was telling us.
Coco's looking at me like that chip. Just like, give it to me, bitch.
Zach Bryan was telling us how they paid $180 for an Uber on New Year's.
Nah.
That's nuts. Coco, get out of my crotch. That's wild. Anyway, so they went one way. We went to McDonald's.
This chip looks like a chili. Everyone?
Goes. We went to McDonald's on Hindley Street. Worst place on it. That's actually hell on earth. Danika gets her order straight away. I'm standing there for like 20 minutes.
Literally.
Half an hour. Like it was all over the shop. The food was shit as well. It wasn't even good McDonald's. Like my nuggets, it was like what I imagined my grandpa to taste like. Like they were so old and crusty.
I also don't know what it is, but I always get the weirdos talk to me.
Yeah, but you talk back to them.
I like it. It's fun.
Yeah, you're very friendly.
So, I love a good laugh. Anyway, there was this lady and she was like waiting for her order and she was from somewhere.
Port Augusta.
Port Augusta.
Red flag.
And she was like drunk as well. And she was like, this is my first night out in fucking forever.
Mm-hmm.
I've got 4 kids at home and they're getting looked after, so it's like a free weekend for me. I'm so excited.
Wild that the first thing you do, like your first free weekend, is go to Hindley Street.
Literally.
That's insane.
And she was like, just don't have kids. Just don't. I was like,
Don't
don't
tell me twice.
bet.
Yeah, weird shit was going on in there. Get our food. Go and sit down. I had a thumping headache, right? I was so pissed off. I was like, how
You were
dare I
angry at
hangover?
the world.
I was so mad because I was like, I have a hangover and I'm not even home yet.
She was fucking raging in the Uber.
The whole way home. I'm like, fuck this shit, I have a headache. I probably got like 1 star on Uber for that ride. And then got home, popped a couple of painkillers, had a shower to wash the pee off. Went to bed, woke up, had a little tacky vom. Feel fresh as a daisy.
Right, it was rain.
Yeah. I wouldn't, but I could go for round 2.
I could rally on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather have a rally in me.
Which that's saying a lot, because I'm technically a senior citizen. So.
But it was such a fucking fun night.
Such a good night. Yeah. Such an expensive night. That's the most expensive night I've had in forever.
I fucking spent a lot of dollary dues.
Usually I can probably get away with $100
Yeah,
on
same.
a night out. Last night,
A lot.
we were eating good. But it was good. And do you know what? I'm a big advocate that your best nights are the ones that you don't plan.
Yeah. That proves it.
Yeah,
That
because
just
that was not
proves
planned.
it.
Like the cricket was planned.
Yeah.
And that's why one of my things is no organised plans.
It's definitely, I love going out in a group.
Yeah.
I like having a little gang.
Yeah. It was a good group too. They were fun. Everyone was in a good mood.
Everyone was fun.
Everyone was fun. Everyone was holding their alcohol.
Yeah.
Talking about myself here. Even though I pissed myself. It didn't ruin the
But
night.
you were a good level drunk, and so was I.
You were so giggly.
I think literally like my voice is fucked because I just would not stop screaming, barking, and cackling like.
Like in McDonald's,
Oh,
I'm like filming.
I couldn't stop chuckling. I was just sitting there like.
No, literally, like we're in McDonald's and I'm like filming. I filmed a video on my phone. I think I'm in my like vlog era, and I was like, Siri, why the fuck am I out at 2:15 in the morning? And then, do you remember the guy? Like someone. So we're sitting the windows up behind us.
Yeah.
And this dude's like tapping on the window. He's like, knock, 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 knock. What the fuck?
He's trying to get this guy's attention.
This dude, he had his back to us and he's wearing like a fanny pack. Like, excuse me, fanny pack man. Girl, like calling him all these things.
Mustard pants.
Like,
Mr. Mustard Pants.
Trying to get his attention because we wanted his friend to shut up. Oh, that was so funny.
Oh, my days.
Oh. No, it was good.
But yeah, the sun is out next weekend, so we've already kind of got a little plan for it. We'll see. That'll be a local night out though, so that won't be as bad.
Do you know what though?
Like cost wise, I mean.
This is what happens. The sun comes out, and I'll like now I'm like, oh
Yeah.
The sun will come out, and I'll be like,
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
me
Rock
drinking
and
at
roll.
10 a.m.
Rock and roll, baby.
No, it was so good. Cricket, neither here nor there for the cricket.
I just like watching a sport and just.
I love watching a sport, but it didn't even feel
Sitting-
like I was watching a sport because it's just.
It was a very quiet game. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
super packed, but I think you'll get around footy more.
Yeah, I definitely think the atmosphere of footy is more probably my vibe. I'm interested to see what the golf's going to be like now.
Golf will be fucking loose.
Yeah, that's
And
what
we'll
I
have,
like.
We'll have a little crew for that too.
Mhm.
So that'll be good.
Oh yeah, we do have people going
Yeah.
to that. That'll be good. So yeah, that was our Friday, and then
How's your reading goal going? We're just completely changing the topic now.
yeah, done with that story. So what, we set it to 50.
Yeah.
I've read one book so far.
I've read 2.
No need to fucking flex. Okay. Yeah, but my books have been harder.
Yeah, yours are growing because they're part of a series. So I would like you to shush while I give you a review of my books.
I can do that.
So I read this week. Let me go to my. So I read The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue. And I think, what did I give that? I gave that a 3.5.
That's a good rating.
Yeah, so it's about this girl and she works in a bookstore and they get like a new staff member and it's a guy. And she immediately thinks that he's gay. And then like they really hit it off, and then he's like, "Oh, move in with me." So she moves in with him. And then she has like this crush on one of her, I think, English professors. And so he releases a book, and so she's like, "Oh, like do like a release event thing at the bookstore." Because she makes him kind of like believe that there's all of these pre-orders for this book that no one really cares about. So they host the event, and like her roommate, who also works at the bookshop, he works the event as well. And like they're packing up at the end of the event, and then she's like, "Oh, like it's really quiet." And so she goes to put the till away in the back room, and she finds her English professor and her roommate hooking up.
Sorry, it just makes me laugh because at the cricket last night, all I wanted the cricket teams to do was kiss.
Literally the whole time. She's like, they get like a 4. She's like, "All right, now kiss. Come on." I'm pretty sure like Alana or Zoe was like, "Who's kissing?" And you're like, "Just the whole team." No one in particular, just everyone in the team kiss.
It really would have just made me really happy.
And then yeah, it just follows her life for a little bit, and like it was really well written, but like I just
Neither here nor there.
Yeah, I like that's the issue with me for like just literature. Like I don't know what the genre is when it's like just based on real life. You know, like Frankenstein and Cleopatra, that
like
kind of vibe.
Chick lit or whatever they call it.
Yeah, kinda. Like I really liked Frankenstein and Cleopatra, and I think that that's what I want all the books to kind of be like. Yeah. But just sometimes the story just is just so like I don't care for it.
It's hard to make a story because, like, in theory, Frankenstein and Cleopatra is still an story on paper, like quite bland. But I think it's a skill to be able to write a bland story in a beautiful way that's really interesting.
Yeah. And then I read A Court of Frost and Starlight, and I gave that 2.5, which honestly is me being
polite.
Yeah, because that was just the biggest waste of time. Like, nothing fucking happened. I don't give a fuck about Feyre painting. I don't give a fuck about her looking around trying to find presents.
Yeah.
Nesta pissed me off because she just wasn't having time for fucking anyone. Being an absolute asshole, being like, my rent's due next month, give me a check. Grow up. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah. It's a hard read.
And then I just decided to give up on A Court of Thorns and Roses because I was like, I know that the next book, Court of Silver Flames, is Nesta and Cassian's story, and I was just said to Caitlin, I was like, I'm just simply not going to read that. That's not happening.
So I just summarised it for you.
So yeah, you summarised it, and like it sounds like a good kind of read, but the questions that I had just weren't answered. So I was like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the fucking point?
Yeah.
And like I know that it would have pissed me off. So if anyone asks, I have
read.
Pissed
me the fuck off.
I have read. I finally finished ACOTAR. But now I'm kind of like, well, do I even really want to read Throne of Glass?
See,
I need you to finish it, I think, before I start it, because if you're struggling halfway through.
I'm so determined to finish the Sarah J. Maas multiverse. Like, I didn't come this far to only come this far, right? I'm halfway through the multiverse.
And then I'm like, Crescent City, everyone says is like level 100 fantasy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, am I even going to be able to get through that? Today drained me.
I've read Throne of Glass. That was alright. I think I gave it like 3 stars.
Oh.
Right? It was, to me, it's quite the equivalent to A Court of Thorns and Roses, right? You know how like in A Court of Thorns and Roses, she goes under the mountain.
Yeah.
And she has to compete in that thing.
Yeah.
Right? This has something like a similar vibe, right? But it's not like you gripping where you can't put it down, right?
Yeah.
Because they're still setting the scene.
Yeah.
Book 2, Crown of Midnight. That I gave that one 3 stars as well. And it was good. Then it really changes up in book 3, Air of Fire. And you get introduced to a lot more characters in Air of Fire. But even though there's like, little, subplots like this competition in Throne of Glass or whatever, like the King's Champion competition, it's mostly world building, developing the characters and like talking about their backstories and like intertwining them and like building relationships between them, and it's really building the main plot line to build up to like this war, right? Yeah. So again, similar to like ACOTAR, where A Court of Wings and Ruin was all about this war, right? So same kind of vibes. And Air of Fire, I was like halfway through and I was like, this is like, I was just struggling to pick it up and not keep putting it down. But people were saying, just keep going, because then the next one, Queen of Shadows or whatever it is, that's where it all really kicks off and it gets really gripping, and people are saying like that's one of their favorite books in the series.
Right.
However, because I didn't read Assassin's Blade first, I'm reading it now between Air of Fire and Queen of Shadows. And it's like, I feel like it's just been 4 books now of just world building and character building, and nothing's got me on the edge of my seat just yet.
Yeah.
And I think the other thing that I've noticed is Throne of Glass, like, well, Akatar was quite smutty, particularly like Mr. Fury. Well, Wings and Ruin had it, and then like Silver Flames is off the charts.
Yeah.
Right? There's no smut in Throne of Glass at all. Like, it's more like young adult book. Like, there's some romance and like love stories throughout, but they're very minor so far, and there's no like. So like, I'm not having, like, I found Reese and Feyre.
You're not thumping your foot on the ground, are you?
No, like, their storyline had me, like, I could not put the book down because I was like, oh my God, just kiss, like, everyone.
Yeah, the tension.
You don't have that. It is very, like, fight, war, which is fine. I like that. But I just think I underestimated how detailed, and, like, even with, like, Fourth Wing, right? So Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, a lot happens. Like, it's really fast paced. A lot happens. These books so far are not fast paced.
Yeah. That's, I think, is going to be my issue.
But everyone says that Queen of Shadows is so good, and Kingdom of Ash, which is the last book in the series, apparently that is so insane, like, so good. I'm like, I have to get through it.
Yeah, you have to for both of us. Cause
I'm so close.
I'm undecided.
And then this is the other kicker is, so after Queen of Shadows is the tandem read. So Tower of Dawn and Empire Storm, or whatever fuck it is, right? So Empire of Storm or whatever is supposed to be really, really good, and that ending is apparently a huge cliffhanger that then leads into Kingdom of Ash. But everyone says that Tower of Dawn is quite a slog to get through, because I think Tower of Dawn, I don't know whose POV Empire of whatever is, but I know that Tower of Dawn is this character, Kale, his point of view. And I remember watching like one of Brittany Broski's podcast episodes when she was doing the read. She didn't tandem read it. She just read them one, like Empire, and then she read Tower of Dawn. She was like, I don't give a fuck about Kale's POV. Like, fuck Kale. Like, he's so boring. Like, this is such a slog. She's like, I don't even want to fucking read this one. But then afterwards, she was like, no, I'm glad I did read it. Like, it makes sense. But that's also, I think, why I'm so set on doing the tandem read, because I'm so scared that if I read them individually, Tower of Dawn will be... You'll
tap out.
Yeah. So, I just have to keep going. I think... I'm really enjoying reading series, and I'm actually really enjoying reading longer books, like longer commitments.
See, I'm more liking just a singular book.
Yeah.
Not a series.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think I just like it being like one and done.
Yeah, see, I like building. I sound like a fucking lunatic that's going to go into like the loony home. Like, building relationships to a character. Like, I know that when I pick up the next one, I've got all this groundwork done. I'm not having to start fresh and figure out who these people are. Do I like them? Do I like the word? Like, I don't like that part of reading. Yeah. Like the first 100 pages of like
where
your
you're
first
setting
book.
it up. Yeah.
I think that's why I like series, because I'm so immersed in the world. It's quite easy to keep going. But
at the moment, I'm reading Good Material by Dolly Alderton. Everyone.
Can you swatch it for us?
I really like this book. It's about a breakup from, like, she writes in a male's POV. And I'm liking it so far, because you rarely read about a breakup from a male perspective.
Yeah.
I'm like about 60% of the way through. And I just love how Dolly writes. She's just very witty and funny, and there are bits where, like, I was laughing out loud. Oh. And, like, I don't laugh out loud to a book.
You don't have a gig.
Yeah, I had a little gig sesh, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to read next, though. Maybe I'll do Iron Flame finally.
Oh, please. This is what kills me, is that You never want to read what I'm reading at the same time. You're always like, what if I read the books that you want to talk about 6 months later?
Like, everyone's saying that Iron Flame is a bit more of a slow burn, and I'm not in the mood for a slow burn.
You should.
I'm not.
You could read, like, do you want a fantasy book?
I think I want to do, what's it called? That Lisa Jewel one. Is her last name Jewel? I could be lying. Like, none of this is true.
Oh, yeah. That's free on Kindle Unlimited.
Is it?
I've got it.
Oh, I need to redo my membership just for that one book. What else is on Kindle Unlimited? Maybe I should just...
I got that. I got the Serpent book and the second one in that series, the fantasy book.
Yeah. Yep.
I got...
I'll need to see if it's worth me getting the membership again.
I did get a handful of books. I just can't remember what they were now off the top of my head. You should... Other books to consider reading. Ruthless Vow. The second in the Divine Rivals.
Oh, yeah.
series.
I do need to read that. Maybe I'll read that.
There's that.
Yeah.
Powerless is another one that I'm really excited to read once I finish the Sarah J. Maas universe.
I think I'm done with fantasy for a bit, but I do really want to read that Divine Rivals one. Because I want to see how that ends. Because there's only 2 books, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other, like, thrillers and stuff are on my list.
But
there's a book, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called The List. Shameless read it, right? And it's about... All I know is it's about this list of, like... I think it's a list of men who, like, are creepy or something. I don't know. It's... Anyway, it sounded good. That's a bit like...
Good.
Yeah. That... I don't know. Yeah, that's it.
Fun.
Yeah, that'll be good. I've been keeping up with our little girl, Gyp Gyp.
We love Gyp Gyp.
I love that bitch.
Came through Gyp Gyp.
She's been doing, like, some interviews and bits and pieces and starting to tell her story. God bless. Coco, are you for real right now? I haven't even pissed myself. And so her husband Ryan posted on his Instagram. It was like a selfie, and it's like, I actually quite like Ryan. He's grown on me. I'm a big Ryan fan, right?
Okay,
He's quite okay. I won't deny that he looks a lot like her mum, right?
Does he?
Yeah, they look very, very similar, right? But in all the interviews and stuff that I've seen him talk, he's so sweet.
Is
I
he?
just want to.
Oh, bless.
And they're quite cute together. Anyway, so he posted a selfie on Instagram, and people must have been, like, giving him hate. I think there's been, like, a lot of negativity towards him online because people are questioning his, like, what's your MO? Yeah, what's your MO? Like, whatever. And Gyp Gyp commented on it. She, like, wrote this whole thing defending him, and then she was like, she wrote something like, that D is fire.
Yeah.
And
like, don't worry about the haters. Yeah.
It was so funny.
I cannot believe.
They're so funny.
Screaming.
But no, I keep watching, like, these little interviews that they're doing on TikTok, or, like, snippets of them, and I quite like them together. They just seem so, like, if you didn't tell me that her whole backstory and that she'd just come from prison, you wouldn't even tell. Like, she just seems so sweet and so nice and just, like, so positive, and she's doing little uttas, as Paul Wesley would call them. Little outfit of the day. I saw one that she did, and she was like, my outfit's from Zara. She's like, and then at the end she's like, I think I look quite nice.
Oh,
I was like, you look stunning,
Honey.
Gyp Gyp. Jeez. So that's cute. And then they've just done an interview with, there's this podcast, the Vile Files or something. It's hosted by this guy, Nick Vile. I
love him.
Really?
Yeah.
I've watched a few of his podcasts only because his guest has been someone that I really like.
Yeah, right. I don't listen, but like when he comes up on my TikTok, I'm like, you're beautiful and you give good advice.
Stunning. But then I saw comments on like this promo. Whoops, I broke them all. This promo where he's having Gyp Gyp and Ryan on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But all these comments were like, oh my God, like of all the podcasts, I can't believe she went on his podcast. So like, there must be tea that I'm missing.
Yeah. Like, am I going to get cancelled for saying that I like him? What's he done?
I don't know. But yeah, people are not happy about it. So I want to watch that.
Yeah, we should.
That'll be good. And then speaking of getting cancelled, Jeffery Epstein, the documents related to like the Jeffery Epstein case were all released recently, or like a whole bunch of them at least. And these are the ones where like they were like highly anticipated because all these like well-known people were going to be named in them. And when like they were hyping it up, right, and they were like, all these people are going to be named, I was expecting these documents to straight up be like, these were the people that were involved in his alleged crimes. No.
Oh.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like, these people were actually like
an Excel spreadsheet of names.
Yeah, being like, these are all the kitty diddlers in Hollywood kind of thing. It wasn't that. It was a bunch of documents related to the case, but everyone that mentioned, people that were mentioned, it didn't mean that they had anything to do with it.
What?
It
Why
could
they
be
mentioned then?
I don't even know. I didn't deep dive that far, but it was
I
like
feel like that is a surface level dive, not deep. But anyway,
it was like any conversations, any emails where people were. It could be, for example, like some of the people that were named in these documents was like Cameron Diaz, Leonardo DiCaprio, Bill Clinton, Donald Trump, Stephen Hawking, and then they were only like real famous ones that I could remember. But it could be as little as like Leonardo DiCaprio and Jeffrey Epstein knew each other or something. Like it could, these people might not have even ever been to his island. Right.
They were just like in correspondence or
right. So they could have nothing to do with it.
Right.
And so like the internet, like all of TikTok, which is basically the whole internet in my eyes, it's been like really interesting seeing it because everyone thought that if you were like the people that were named in these documents were like, you know, co-conspirators or had also committed these crimes. And so there's been all this like discourse online of people being like, oh my God, like Cameron Diaz, like I can't believe, I never would have thought. And people are having to be like, no, like these documents, being named in them doesn't mean anything. It just they've just been named.
It's easy clickbait.
Yeah. So I actually do feel bad, like for example, like Cameron Diaz
getting dragged into it for no reason.
Yeah, imagine your name being in there and then everyone just assuming that means that you were part of it when you weren't at all. But yeah, so the documents were a bit of a, it was like anticlimactic, like it was hyped up, or maybe like just most people like me misinterpreted what these documents were going to mean, but I feel like it was quite anticlimactic for what it was hyped up to be. So
name and shame. I don't know if they'd actually be allowed to publicly, but
yeah,
give it to me.
I don't know.
Give it to me.
So that was all I've seen on the internet. Oh my God! And then you watched The Real Housewives. You're a Real Housewives girly now.
For one episode only, and maybe the reunion because it sounds juicy. I have not watched a single episode of any Real Housewives franchise, but me and Nikki watched because she is an avid
love that
Real Housewives, like all of them, like knows everything. And I was like, oh, have you seen the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the season 4 finale yet? And she's like, no, but like I really want to. And I was like, bet, let's fucking watch it.
Yeah.
And it was bananas. Like 6 women just all screaming at each other. Like I was living. So one of the housewives, she gets like information that another one of the housewives, I'm not going to go by names because I actually don't know what the names of the people I've already forgot. One of the housewives is behind a troll account that was like attacking them and like spreading rumors and stuff in the last season, I think, maybe. And they had no idea that it was this lady, and they like call her out on it. And she's like, oh, like I was only part of the account, like the whole thing wasn't my idea, blah 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 blah. And they ask her to leave, and then she like at the end she does like a little interview, and she's like, oh, this isn't like the whole story, like there's much more to it than what they realize, like there's more tea to be served. And so they're doing like a 3-part reunion to like catch up on everything that's happened.
Oh my God, now I want to watch it.
And I'm like, usually reunions are only like one like hour-long episode, but this is a 3-parter, so I'm like, it's gonna be juicy.
Yes.
But oh my God, it was crazy.
I've seen snippets of like the dinner scene
on
TikTok. And
it's bananas, and like the wind is going crazy. Everyone's weaves are like all over the shop, and oh my days. It's
like producers running in the background. Like,
literally, they are running in the background trying to record everything, and just, it's just such chaos, and I loved it.
That's so funny.
I loved it.
I want to watch the full, maybe that's what I'll do today, is I'll just watch Real Housewives. And then, because I've seen, my mum's really into the Real Housewives, but I don't think she's seen all of them.
Yeah.
But she, like, I've seen quite a bit of like the Beverly Hills one or whatever. I remember when we went to America, the first thing Mum wanted to do was go to the Vanderpump restaurant in Hollywood.
Bless.
And yeah, she's right into it. So, but yeah, everyone's saying this Salt Lake City one is like wild. So maybe I'll watch that, and then I can watch the reunion. But that dinner scene in one of the more recent seasons of Selling Sunset, there's a dinner scene. And it was reminding me of that. And, like, there's one girl, and her and Chriselle I think her name's Nicole. Her and Chriselle are beefing. They have been all season.
Yeah.
And Chriselle accuses her of being, like, a drug addict.
Yeah.
Like a druggie. And they're, like, screaming at each other across the table. And it just reminded me of that.
Truly.
We need more dinner scenes.
Oh, I love feminine rage. Just... give me more of that.
And then all it reminds me of is like that one that became a meme, and it was like, well, that's my opinion.
Yeah. So good.
So funny.
All right. Well, I think that's all for us, folks.
Yeah, I feel like I want to go lay in bed.
Yeah, I need
TV.
to nap again.
Good feed though.
For the 5th time today. Yeah, thanks for eating lunch with us, guys.
I'd apologise for all the disgusting noises. I realised I was slurping my drink, like, to get the remnants at the bottom, and I was like, everyone's going to hear this, but you know what, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, so sorry.
It is what it is.
We might be in better form next week, we might not.
We're going to the tennis this week.
I'm being honest with you.
Going to Adelaide International this week, so...
yeah.
Might have some fun stories from that. Who fucking knows? Last week of holidays, kids.
Oh, I'm going to cry.
Quit your job, see what happens.
I wonder how long... No, I wouldn't last very long. Maybe 7 minutes.
I don't even think I'm going to make it to payday at this point.
Yeah, me. That's why I'm like, when you're like, there might be stories, I'm like, I can't afford stories.
Oh, no, I'm planning not... I'm not drinking at the tennis.
I can't afford stories.
No, I'm drinking free water and taking, like, Cruscats in a fucking Glad bag.
Mood, and then we're going home immediately after.
Yeah.
Well, lucky, like, we're going on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, so, like...
yeah, we won't be tempted.
Yeah, exactly.
We say that, and then there's footage of us at shotguns at 2 a.m.
Next minute.
All right, my kidlets.
Alrighty, thank you.
Have the best week, and we will see you next week.
Love you, bye.
Bye-bye.